All right, all right. Hopefully we didn't lose anybody like I lost my OBS.
Oh no.
But we're
I looked
good. As
away.
you can see, the stream is up. It was only a brief hiccup, and both of our racers are ready to go. So I'm going to give them the okay.
This is fine.
Whew.
This is fine.
All right, race is going to start in 10 seconds. And look at these title screens, Mr. Cab. They're both playing on the English version.
Yo, the
This
English
is the one
cart.
we grew up with.
Yo.
Unless you're actually Japanese, Mr. Cab. I don't presume to know.
I am in fact of the Northeast, so
So the main thing we want to look out for in the English version,
This is it.
there is a glitch where if you take damage and then go into the menu, when you come back, you won't be invincible anymore. You will lose your iframes after you come out of the menu. That's just in the English version. So I'm very excited about this match. I've been excited all day. And I'd like to tell you a little bit about these runners. First off, though, Mr. Cab, you're a little more involved in the speedrunning scene than I am. Can you tell us anything about Andy?
see you say that and people think that, but it's a great illusion created by myself to make people think I know what I'm talking about. That said, as you were hinting at earlier, I do recognize Andy as a name most people tend to pick as a favorite to win mystery tournaments. I don't know that much else about him outside of the man can basically play anything if you can win a mystery tournament.
Well, here's what I know about
Looks
Andy.
like Mega Man 3 is no exception.
I know that he just PB'd in this game maybe 2 hours ago with a
Nice.
38:19. Very, very respectable time. But Greatjhon is no slouch. Greatjhon has been streaming this game for a few months now. He just got his first Easy Devil the other day in time for the tournament. His time is a 39:44. Also a very respectable time within a minute and a half of Andy's.
It's not bad, but it looks like he's already 13 seconds behind getting into the gate to fight Top Man. And Andy just got himself a 3-cycle to boot.
Absolutely. Andy just killed Top Man as Greatjhon was going in the gate. So he's off to a blazing start. And as Exuno points out in the chat, Andy really only started learning the run about 2 weeks ago. So everybody grows at their own pace.
It's true. Some people are grinders, some people just pick up a game and they know what they're doing, and I mean, Mega Man is jump and shoot, man. If you can jump and shoot, you can play Mega Man.
We want to thank both of our runners for using the same route to make it very easy to compare where they are, and we also want to thank Twitch for having their streams synced within a second of each other. So the timer you see on screen is the actual time on both of their streams. You're not seeing any delay. Well, you might, Mr. Cab, but the audience, everybody else in the world is seeing it perfectly synced up.
P3. Either way, Andy making his way through this dark room. The Great One is through the Proto Man fight. So, I mean, really, the main attraction of Shadow Man stage here remains this Persu screen that Andy is making his way to.
Yeah, I'm ready for it. I want to see what Andy does.
Technically, he's been on the screen, but this is the interesting part.
Okay.
He's
Alright,
gaming
he
it a
keeps
little.
turning around. He doesn't
I
want
mean,
any
if
part
you
of that
want-
lava.
If you want to save time with this route, you have to attack that. Because otherwise, you might as well have just gone to Magnet first and came here with Magnets.
Let's see how Greatjhon handles it.
Also playing things kind of safe.
But differently, Andy would jump forward and then go backwards. Greatjhon just centers himself in the middle. And Andy did have one scary moment where he ran into a health pickup on the edge, but fortunately he already had full health, so it didn't trip him up. If you play this game casually only, you think drops are your friends, but once you try to go fast, they can be your enemies.
Huge enemy.
Looks like Greatjhon gained a little time, just a little bit.
I don't think it's as much as we might think, because they were about 13 seconds apart maybe going into Top Man's door. And it looks like they're still going to be about that far apart. Just use the screen transition here because I missed when Andy beamed in exactly. And actually, if you go by their splits, I don't know when exactly it was. They are 17 seconds apart for wherever they split for Shadow Man.
Mr. Cab with the investigative strategies. If either one of them misses proto skip here, and Andy does not, then that's at least 10 seconds in the loss column right there. But Andy gets proto skip. I have a feeling Greatjhon will get it as well.
Andy gets Gemini zip as well.
Ooh,
A few seconds.
the skip and the zip.
The skip, the zip, the
Oh, John.
This run is rip.
John. So that's 10 seconds lost to the cutscene. Also, you hear how there's no music now. That's because Andy despawned it when he jumped through the fake stopper. Greatjohn's got music on, which causes more lag in this game that's already full of lag. And so he's going to have slightly different timings than he would if the music were off. Whole lot of single block slides there for Andy. The edges in this game are extremely generous. You can slide so far off the edge and still jump. Like, it might look like Mega Man's not even touching anything and he can still jump out of a slide. But there is a limit, and sliding on a single block pushes that limit. But Andy does a great job. Jumps into a stomper, but that's okay. He's got half of his health still. He'll be fine. Or will he? Yes. And look at him, he's centered perfectly. He'll barely have to walk at all to get to the teleport. Wow.
Greatjhon getting through this last section. I think he did grab that E-Tank.
Good man.
He's gonna start his own Gemini fight pretty soon.
And Greatjhon clears the stomper, so he gains a little time with that. Back in my day, our games had lag and we liked it. It was a more slow-paced time, 7-8 time. So nobody died in the underwater, nobody died to Gemini Man. I told y'all this was going to be a close race. These are two good runners here. Two experienced runners. Well, except for Andy, but he's experienced in the act of speedrunning.
The only thing here is the gap is slowly growing, and Andy is pulling slowly further and further ahead. Gemini Man, he picked up a nice chunk of time.
But Greatjohn's got those resets. I mean, Greatjohn's got so much more experience with this game than Andy.
True.
If I had to predict somebody to take a death somewhere, it would be Andy. Not that I'm wishing death on him, but...
I mean, the big thing also, Gemini Man is probably the longest, hardest stage. So getting that out of the way and only being this far behind is a good thing for Greatjhon.
Yeah, that's one of the great things about Top First Route is you get the 3 hardest 8 Robot Masters out of the way at the beginning.
And Andy's going to have some Nadua issues here, but it looks like Needleman is going to say, just kidding, and jump into it.
Good guy, Needleman.
It does put some time on the table for Greatjhon to take back.
So you can almost rearrange the letters in Andy's Twitch name to get Nadua if you use some artistic license. That's right, KLM. Let's go, Greatjhon. There's much controversy about how you pronounce his name.
Well,
and he likes it that way, because I've asked him about it.
Step 1 is take care of Needleman and don't let those lasers bounce around, and it looks like he did that.
Once again, a clear-cut A-B comparison where we can see that Greatjhon saved some time on Andy, even though Andy remains comfortably in the lead. It is possible to die in Magnet Man stage. It's probably not going to happen, but if you push on these Yoku blocks, you can fall into a hole.
He did gain double-digit seconds back on Andy, I think, there, so... Never give up. There's a lot of game left.
And Andy's on pace for another PB by 6 seconds after getting a PB just about 2 hours ago, and Greatjhon is very, very, very close to being on PB pace. So both runners playing at the top of their games.
That's what you want to see.
And we still got dock stages after this.
So, somebody mentioned in chat a little while ago they don't think Andy has actually completed a deathless run of this game yet. Which just leaves the question, though, as we're looking at these splits and saying, yeah, he's slightly PB pace, slightly PB pace. When are we going to find the split that has the death in it? And when are we going to gain those, like, 20 seconds back?
Well,
because that's what you're really looking for if you're following Andy's splits.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he's going to gain it here, but he's going to gain maybe a second. Or maybe lose a tenth of a second. I don't know. One of
even
those.
if he hasn't had a deathless run yet, let's take the New York Mets. They went, 40 years without a no-hitter, but eventually they got one. And 40 years to Andy is like 2 weeks, so...
I mean, we're talking about Greatjhon here, though, not Greatjhon. This is what happens when you get Met fans in commentary, everybody.
Yo,
tonight after Mega Man 3
good joke. That was a good joke. I started laughing out of courtesy, and then I realized what you said. Oh man, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Cab, the man, the legend.
Magnet Man being a little mean to Greatjhon here by putting up the magnet shield first.
Yo, Empty Dubs, congrats on your first run of the tournament.
So we've been calling a couple of the stages Rush Jet the stage, Hard Man, Rush Coil the stage.
I like the people like Colonel Fatso who name their splits Hard Man, Harder Man, Hardest Man.
But which one is Reset Man?
Yeah, whichever one you do first.
Andy proving a little bit here that those Met Dozers really do have wonky hitboxes. He just cannot land a Buster Shot on the one in the middle of the stage.
Yeah, so that guy that we just saw, KLM, number 22 runner in the world, he still uses Gemini Laser. He takes out Gemini Laser, uses the extra menu just to shoot those dozers because he hates their hitboxes so much. And Gemini Laser is 100%.
Andy is into the Hard Man. Does whatever a Hard Man can. He's firing a lot of magnets off to the side, trying to get one to go up, but does at least skip the freezing phase. Hard Man is down for the count.
Andy making me reevaluate my life. He's been playing this game for 2 weeks and he's already doing the fast Hard Man fight. Intentionally taking damage to avoid getting frozen.
It's what you gotta do to save time. I do have to criticize both runners here for not shooting on the way down into this. Although I guess it's the US cart.
Oh, that's right.
That's the one stupid glitch that the Japanese cart has that the US cart doesn't. You can shoot and get Mega Man in the shooting pose at the start of the Proto Man fights. Very important that you do that for no reason but swag.
Yeah, and shoutouts to Empty Dubs, a new runner, but I saw that he got that swag shot at least once in a Proto Man fight in his race. But yeah, don't try to do that in the English version.
What is Andy's main game? I don't think anybody truly knows.
Whatever he's playing right now. Especially if he's never played it before.
Gotta admit, I'm not sure I know what if Andy does play a main game. I'm gonna go check speedrun.com. You talk about Snake Man stage.
Like, is it possible that somebody could actually be better at games he's never played before? Is it, like, there's the expression that familiarity breeds contempt. Is it possible that we're all slower than we could be because we dedicate ourselves to 1 or 2 games? Maybe Andy's got the right idea. So Andy's gonna spawn Rush Jet into the wall. Take 2, he's gonna jump off the screen, because if he does that, and this will become very important when he gets into the blue sky section, when you jump off the screen, A, you're not using Rush Jet energy when you're not standing on him, B, you reduce the number of spikes on screen and cut down on lag.
So Andy has 4 games on speedrun.com, none of them updated very recently. But we have No Time to Explain, Rocket Knight Adventures, Link to the Past, and
Nice.
Bubble Bobble. In fact, it looks like he's record holder in Bubble Bobble.
Rocket Knight Adventures. Oh, sweet.
I've seen Rocket Knight Adventures in a couple of older GDQs, and it was a pretty fun-looking game.
I think I might have seen Andy play Bubble Bobble on the Best of NES marathon this year.
So if you have world record in a game, I guess that kind of goes on the list of what your mains might be. But worth noting, speedrun.com, great for a lot of things. We do still have the MMRTA and Mega Man RTA leaderboards out there. Got a few
Indeed.
things on there. I think there's always a little back and forth with speedrun.com of what features can we transfer over or sync up or whatever. But certainly if you're looking for Mega Man leaderboards, head over there. Both sites are pretty good. Anyway, Andy going to his last Robot Master. We'll see what the split is for Greatjhon. He wants to try and catch up here and take care of Snake Man as quickly as possible.
Andy is making he made 2 little mistakes, cost a second or 2 on that screen. But he's also doing so many little things right.
It looks like the gap through 7 robots is going to be about a minute. With a 1604 compared to, looks like 1701, I'll call it at. Split say 17 even.
I'm gonna call it now. He's gonna get a sub 18 spark kill. It's going to be close. It might be 1759. It might be 1758. But Andy's going to get a sub 19. No, sub 18. Pardon me. Spark kill.
Andy's going to push for it. He might have the 1805. Either way, something that low is good.
It's exceptional. I can't do better than that. I've been playing the game for 10 months.
I've been playing the game on and off for, 15 years at least? More than that now, certainly. Probably closer to 20 years,
Andy.
and I'm still bad at this game.
Let's go. Let's go.
1759.
Boom! Called it! Way to go, Andy. Way to go.
Nice. So Greatjhon looks like is another of the cult of the Shadow Blade. He's a member of the Shadow organization here,
No
everybody.
problem with that.
Shadow Ninjas, Shadow Cult. I don't know what we're gonna call it.
Best
but we gotta come up with a name
weapon
here.
since Metal Blade.
It's the best blade since Metal Blade. From out of the shadows, you too can master the Shadow Blade. He's taking a small hop. He slides off that last one. You really don't want to slide off those rising platforms. That's how you get off of them too fast and don't have the height to make it.
Alright, so Greatjhon is, as you were speculating earlier, 1 minute behind. Almost
No, it looks
exactly.
like Yeah. It's not bad, but he's got to, keep it up at this point. Andy's taking a rather unorthodox approach, I think, to these. He's trying to get the third tadpole on the screen, because if you have 3 tadpoles and you shoot an egg, you won't get another tadpole. So he's working on it. He's having a little trouble from that first screen. Second screen is going a little better for him.
Yeah, he gets those 3 tadpoles out immediately, and then he gets the corner jump, which I believe is a pixel perfect move, frame perfect move to jump off of that corner before the tadpole catches you.
So it looks like 8 robots will bring an end to the common routes, as Greatjhon has gone to Doc Spark.
And I wanted to tell you how much worse Flashman was in the English version, but Andy finished that fight so quickly, I didn't have time to.
Oh, you're right. Flashman, the iframes are a thing, certainly, but if you're used to playing the game, you're not really going to be too worried about those iframes. Mm-hmm. He's not trusting these spike slides at all.
Look how low his health is.
That's not good.
That's about 2 bubbles from Doc Bubble.
Yeah, he's got to be a little careful here. He might want to resort to sparks if he doesn't have an E-Tank. We've got a metal fight going on the left side of your screen.
Yeah, so pellets do 2 damage, but the bubbles and his body do 4 damage, so Andy needs to not get hit by 2 bubbles or 2 bodies, or better yet,
there you go.
Follow Cab's advice. And not jump into the spikes.
Don't take a death to not using an E-Tank. Come on. Suck it up, you're in a race.
And on that same note, I hope that Greatjhon will be using an E-Tank before the Quickman fight. Don't necessarily want to try to use it in the middle of the Quickman fight, because
well, step 1 is you want to get to the Quickman fight. You gotta slide off that ledge. That's how you get enough distance in order to make that cross the gap.
Enough resets and you will find every way to die in this game. That's a new one to me.
It looks weird, and you see this in a few places in the game, where Mega Man will slide off a ledge, and it just gives him enough extra horizontal distance compared to walking off the ledge. And this is kind of a common theme in all of the sliding Megas. Just get that extra bit of distance, that makes up enough for Mega Man to survive something and do it slightly faster. Whereas if you just walk off the ledge like that, well, you're gonna walk off a ledge.
But hey, the good news is he gets to save an E-Tank.
Well, if you do this fight right, you should be able to get through without getting bodied.
So he's got 3 snakes on screen at a time, and that's bad, because then he has to wait for them to, at least one of them, to get off screen before he can throw a 4th one. He cannot take another body hit. Oh!
Bodied.
He had that. It's just the last snake hit Quickman while he was still in iframes, and so he had thrown the final snake. It was just too early.
Fortune does not favor the bold today.
Meanwhile, Andy with a sick Nadua bouncing over that Hammer Joe. Ooh,
that big drop there actually worked in Andy's favor, because he had enough time to kind of process what was happening and push left.
Shoutouts to Mega Man 6 slide cancels. Alright, so Greatjhon
is now down, but Andy has increased his lead quite a bit, getting the good wood now into Heatman.
And looks like he's got a smile on his face in his stream. Andy, who streams with a cam. Now maybe he's had a smile on his face the whole time, but you have to wonder if he's watching his opponent and he can breathe a little more easily now.
Well, you don't want to breathe easily in a tournament race. You have to kind of go into these competitive races with a merciless mindset. As a coach once said, you play to win the game. And then you don't want to wish ill on your opponent too much, but when you see your lead, you've got to smile and you have to attack it further.
And when you see you've got, when you're 8 seconds faster than your PB, you've got to smile as well.
Definitely. Chat remembers Coach Edwards. Nice. One day we'll get a compilation of just speedrunning quotes and other things. I don't know if we'll have an angry speedrunning press conference at all, so we'll have to figure out how we're going to collect them. Either way, we've got a couple of dock fights coming up here. We might get to see that extended dock flash barrage here.
We might.
Greatjhon screen, and there it is.
Look how many shots. In the Japanese version, he throws one shot.
Yeah, I think it's more than one shot. It's more like one volley.
Maybe one stream. Yeah. Like 3 shots in a row, like Mega Man would fire. But here he's looked like 5 streams.
So again, we just had the race where we saw Empty Dubs not doing this. Andy is going for it now. So the thing that's going on here, besides jumping off Rush, besides Mega Man going off the top of the screen to reduce lags because he's not on the screen, with the screen wrap, all these dragonflies think Mega Man's at the bottom of the screen. So they all drop down, which makes it that much easier to dodge them if you do it right. The thing you're looking out for is if you jump high enough, you'll screen wrap into the Perseus and take some damage. Ow, you don't want to do that. You could also jump into the weapon drops, which you don't really want to do just from a, time for refill standpoint. But if you actually want the refill, you can also straight up collect it that way, intentionally.
That's right. The only thing I would say to what you said, Mr. Cab, the dragonflies think you are on the bottom of the screen, and you actually are on the bottom of the screen.
I mean, the game thinks you're at the bottom of the screen. If you were actually at the bottom of the screen, you'd be falling into a pit.
Okay. True.
Greatjhon is out of there. Bubble Man is down. I don't know which dock he selected next, but Andy, with the 4 punch-out of Crash Man. Greatjhon. He's got it. It's funny because we have this trick that's only a sound cue, so you've got to kind of be quiet, get the sound cranked for it, and his volume's very low. Greatjhon is jumping there. Come on, down button, work for me. You don't want to jump into spikes. I always get terrified if I don't trust my down button and I'm sliding under spikes. It's the worst feeling in the world, because that run's going to come where you are going to jump into the spikes and you're going to not slide again for like days. You're just going to walk saying, I don't want my down button to betray me again. But he's through.
Coming up on a couple of giant springs here.
We got a pair of Doc Robot fights as they are basically one stage separated right now. Doc Needle had the death, by the way. We just found the 50 seconds that Andy was missing.
Oh my gosh! So he's on pace to.
He went from about an 8-second PB to a 53-second PB.
I don't want to talk about exactly what pace he's on, but it's some kind of a 37.
It's true. We don't want the no-hitter jinx going on. Did he get it here?
No way. Andy.
He did.
Andy.
He has a music despawn in Doc Spark, everybody.
Oh my god.
Now, where's the one in Doc Shadow? Is a, if you don't get it, you won't hit the spikes. You're fine if the sub-pixel betrays you. In Doc Spark, if that sub-pixel betrays you, you are at the beginning of the stage and have to fight Metal Man again. You will get popped by the spikes, and it's not pretty.
Wow.
So he went for it, got it, and he's getting to fight Quickman here. Greatjhon going for this heat fight. Looks like he did get a double hit there, so that'll save a little bit of time. Andy's got to survive this Doc Quick fight.
Yo, okay, so...
Smart wisely takes that damage boost.
I've been privately and professionally supporting Greatjhon this whole time because I've known him for longer. But this is the run for Andy, I think. That's incredible. The guts that it takes to do that.
Split on Breakman at 28.55.
Wow.
Shoutouts to IBN. Shoutouts to the English text. Actually faster than the Japanese text.
12 frames. I measured it. 1/5 of
12
a second.
frames right there,
1/5
everybody.
of a second, ladies and gentlemen. Playing on the English version.
Greatjhon unable to outclimb the missile.
We've all been there.
He's
Oh, except
got
maybe
some
Andy.
health
Maybe
problems.
Andy was never there.
He's got some health problems going into the airman fight here. And that's his last E-tank. So hopefully he doesn't regret skipping that one there. I mean, I know when you're sub 40, you don't want to pick up that E-tank. It takes extra time to get. That's like 5 seconds. It's a weapon switch. It's probably a little more than 5 full seconds. Agonizingly going by, but the airman fight is no joke either. About a third of his life gone after dealing with all those air shooter tornadoes.
Exactly, empty dubs. Exactly.
That's where the missing E and failed E went.
Dr. Wily.
I'm gonna start using that line. Yo, is Papat Dot still here? Is he reading this? I want a Mega Man 6 runner's opinion on that. You know, Andy going into Kamegoro as the Greatjhon.
Alright, God Turtles, let's go. Let's get the fastest pattern.
You just saw him get hit by a dragonfly on the other side of the screen.
That's because he was really on the bottom of the screen.
Wow. Not giving it up over here, I like it.
I mean, how sophisticated were the programmers that they could make it so that your hitbox was at the bottom of the screen, but your fall through a hole detection, as you mentioned, was not at the bottom of the screen? They must have put a lot of time into this game.
It's called improper use of modulo, probably. Well,
They must have not totally rushed this game out at all to capitalize on the sales of Mega Man 2.
Oh, okay. He's thinking about how he's going to do this.
2 races in a row, we've seen somebody have to retreat to Shadow Blade. Just use Shadow Blade from the beginning, is what I say.
You should be able to do it, and I know what happened there is Greatjhon is saying, I don't want to die to the giant Met. I'm saving this hit point. But Andy, not the bees!
Ooh, Andy.
Don't lose this PB to the bees. Just go,
No.
just go. Just go.
No, we want a PB, not a BB. Giving us heebie-jeebies.
Oh! Greatjhon, why?
Sick kill, Greatjhon.
You're scaring me, Greatjhon.
So I would ask if Andy can do Easy Devil, but why? I'm sure he can.
I mean, this stage, I think he's going to lose a few seconds on this stage just from the rest of it. Breakman split at 32.09 for Greatjhon. So Andy's got it lined up.
Easy.
It's easy.
And4h easy.
A-N-D easy. He does lose 7 seconds from the bees, though.
Still on 37 pace, though, easily.
That just means he wants to get another PB later.
Mid 37 pace. Clears the hardest screen in Wily 3.
It actually is. It's one of those hardest to do easy. He just despawned the darkness generator. That's kind of interesting. He's doing it again. I'm not sure he's saving time with what he's doing compared to just going. The last one, maybe.
It looks awesome, but I've never seen it before.
Yeah, it certainly makes it look easier. It's nice to actually see where he's going.
And DZ, Mazimov, nice.
And Z. Andy Z. I like that one, actually. Andy Z.
And DZ Devil? Oh.
There we go.
Shout outs to Tiny Toon Adventures. Easy. Easy clone.
Easy clone. I remembered a lot of Tiny Toon Adventures. You'll have to catch me back up on the Andy Z later.
Oh, Dizzy Devil.
Oh, Dizzy.
Andy Z Devil.
Wow.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I was on multiple levels like that last screen of Wily 4.
Whoa, that's improper grammar there. And Dizzy Devil. Greatjhon taking care of Kamegoro here.
Bring it back to the action.
Back to the action. Oh,
nice one, Hyper Cyril.
Before this commentary gets too loony. Wow, Snake Man just eats it. There was a time where I respected Snake Man, and it was not just now.
Yeah.
Greatjhon making his way through the stage without a checkpoint. Wily too. Get to see his attempts at and Dizzy Devil pretty soon.
I've seen a lot of races today. I haven't seen anybody drain their top spin on Shadow Man. That's pretty cool.
That's actually impressive.
Andy standing too close to Top Man when delivering that final knuckle and getting frozen for a few seconds, but at least he does it in midair, so he looks really cool.
Is this this is race number 5 today, I think, right? So we've seen that many successful Shadow Man kills. That's good. It's a good sign for the tournament.
Yeah, that means people are spacing him out. Alright, so Greatjhon does have Easy Devil as of a few days ago. So let's see if he can get it. First jump's great. Oh, nice. Nice, Greatjhon.
Easy!
Nice.
These PB splits do not have Easy Devil going by this.
And that's actually a gold split.
He just got a gold split with 17 seconds added in.
Nice.
Andy shooting into Dual Laser for fun.
Greatjohn's gonna get a 40, okay, easily. But this
it's actually close. He's not on pace for a 40. Well, I guess
like a 40,
yeah, he's on pace for
40 something. But this ever since that Spark Music despawned, this race has been Andy's to lose. I know he had the minute lead for quite a while, but that was the moment.
He literally has 4 life meters to take care of, and the race is his.
Yeah. Well stated.
So I mentioned it earlier, Greatjhon there, not going for...
Ooh, okay, so if he panics here, and like I said, he doesn't have the experience that Greatjhon does, he could die here. Oh my god. Wow.
Usually if you're caught under there, it's very easy to actually just take too many hits.
Oh my gosh, Andy.
He's going to lose a chunk of time on his splits on this PB that he's basically sandbagging for at this point.
What a recovery. No nerves, no nerves.
Yeah.
How many of us would E-Tank, switch to Shadow Blade, get out of there, get on Rush Jet? So many options. He just stuck to the snake and nailed it. One jump.
You would really be considering the E-Tank there from the perspective Pinpot doesn't do a trivial amount of damage. I mean, if you're taking the hits from the wrong things down there, you are in trouble. Speaking of in trouble, Wily has been ejected from Gamma, the formerly peacekeeping robot. Whew. I'm not actually in the race room right now, I think, so I don't know how much time the race bot thinks this took.
All right. Well, so Andy, wow. GG. Been playing this game for 2 weeks, we're told. Gets an easy 3-7. Within 3 seconds of my own personal best. That took me many months of hard work to get.
RaceBot agrees with the splits, saying it took 37:47.
Wow, what a natural.
37 is a time I don't know if I want to say expert in Mega Man, but as somebody who has played the game a lot, 37 is pretty good.
37 is very good. You get to 38. 38 is a way station. Okay, some people stop at 39. Right now, there are a lot of people at 38 because there's a lot of people playing this game. But most people move on to 37. And then that's the stopping point for a lot of runners as well. So.
Greatjhon getting beat up by Needleman a little bit, but he's through.
Wow. Wow. Exactly, Mazimov. 37 is going to win a lot of matches in this tournament, even against players with 3 6s and 3 5s, because anything can happen in a race.
It's true. 37 should be good for a little while, though I suspect by the later rounds, you're going to want to see 35.
Absolutely.
I don't think you're going to see 35 lose for a long time. There might be one in pool play. I'm going to throw that out there now.
Cab making bold predictions. And I'm going to pull that up so that I'm going to pull that up so that you can talk a little bit about the pools in a moment.
I'll throw out $5 at killing the animal for every 35 that loses in pool play. Yo, Rush Jet.
I love it.
And the mash. Get the mash. There are no iframes, just mash.
Love it. Love it. That was my strat for
he
so
only got
long.
hit 3 times, and more than half his life meter is gone. So that's what I'm talking about. If you get bodied by the pin bot too much, you should heavily consider that E-Tank. And when you're caught underneath it because you didn't get the snake kill, I mean, that's the kind of situation you're looking at. So good opening for Greatjhon, getting those initial 2 Shadow Blades out there. It looks like, well, this is actually the US cart, so you have to do it this way. Not that way. He still doesn't have it, I think. And he just realizes it. Alright, 3rd try is the charm. Let's go. There we go.
Alright. Way to go, Greatjhon. Doesn't get the 40, but gets a low 41.
I thought it was going to be a 41.
As Cab called. Well done.
Race spot claiming
well done, partner.
41.22, in fact, although his splits have a 41.14. So a good race for Andy. Greatjhon in race chat, how can I compete with a 37? I mean, it's one of those things. Andy, the competitor here, you have the mystery tournament, you know, a past champion coming in, so you know he can handle tournaments. And you know, there's a few runners out there. You get into one of these tournament matches, and you just are able to turn it on and put forward these PB pace runs, these top tier runs like crazy. And so there you go, a 37. I think we already had a 37 in the tournament at one point. Looks like we had a 34 earlier today, in fact. For the purposes of my statement earlier, anything lower than a 35 that loses a race counts.